What's up, handy people on YouTube? It's Dino Pinch in YouTube's own Handyman Zone. We're here today. I'm going to do my epic Moen single handle faucet. We're going to stop a leak. This guy's dripping. It's dripping. It's making water all the time. We're going to put a new cartridge in it. I'm going to take you through it quick and easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it with the special Moen tool as well as without the special Moen tool. 1, 2, 3. The Moen faucets are done. Now the nice thing about the Moen faucet is this cartridge that they use in there is actually used in like almost everything Moen makes. The kitchen faucets, the bathroom faucets, the bathtubs, you know, every single handle Moen faucet, chances are like 95% that it's gonna have the Moen, they call it the replacement Moen cartridge. Let me see if I got a better one out of the package to show you. It could be something like this, or they have the other style that could be something like this one, which is a plastic insert. I think this package is open for you guys. Here we go. This is the plastic, which is a little different style. This has the 2 rubbers at the bottom, where the other one has the O-rings around the brass barrel. So that's the 2 different Moen cartridges you will find in the Moen faucets. Now if it's a 2-handle Moen, it's going to have something like this, and although the procedure will be similar in that we're going to take the handle off, take the old cartridge out, put the new cartridge in, put the handle back on, it's not exactly the same. I do have videos on that which I will link to right here and take you to that video, the 2-handle. But let's get going with this epic Moen replacement cartridge. So let's get going with this epic. Thank you. Now the shutoffs under this sink, they're stuck. They're really stuck, and she's got so much stuff in here. No, I'm on the phone. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go shut the water. All right. Looking for a way to do this. So as I was saying, YouTube, the shutoffs under the sink are stuck really bad, and she's got so much crap under here that I have opted to shut the whole house instead of the 2 shutoffs under the sink here. But if you do the shutoffs under the sink here, I want you to always double check that when you turn them back on, you put your finger behind the shaft and just check that there's no water, because a lot of times, because these are never used and they get like all full of corrosion, and then when you use them and turn them back on, they tend to drip at the shaft and you'll get a big puddle, and it's something like this, you'll ruin everything. If that's the case, right behind the handle is the packing nut. And again, I'll link to the other video here where I show you how to tighten that packing nut. It's very easy. It takes like 2 seconds. Tighten the packing nut and stop any drip that you may have along the shaft of the handle. So that's just important to check that. Like I said, I have shut the whole house, so we don't have to worry about that. But shutting the whole house is another issue in itself, because sometimes there's like expansion tank and you gotta let the hot water run. You know, even though you shut off the house, the hot water is still running. Alright, you gotta let it run for a couple minutes because there's a thing called an expansion tank. Okay, and the expansion tank's like pressurized, it's full of water. You have to empty the expansion tank. So although you shut the water main, you still have hot, you know. And also, even if you don't have an expansion tank, there's a lot of water in the pipes, and it might take a couple minutes for all that water to come out. So anyway, all right, enough about that. Let's get this Moen apart. So we're gonna need a couple of simple tools. I'll show you, like a pick, an ice pick would be nice, a small screwdriver, I have this nice O-ring removal tool, but we're not going to remove any O-rings, but I'm going to show you what we're going to use that for. You're going to need a pair of needle nose, pliers, and maybe like a small channel lock, and that should about do it for us. But the first thing we have to do is get this cover off. So basically you want to get some small skinny tool under there, a putty knife, edge of a utility knife, and get that handle, that cover off that handle. Then we're going to want to take this screw out. And anytime I'm turning any screws in these handles, if you noticed, I hold the handle, then I turn the screw. I just don't want to turn that screw because we're going to put a lot of stress on different parts that aren't designed for it. Could crack the handle, break the shaft, something like that. So you always want to, and this is one of the things I'm talking about, these skills that, although I'm using them on one job, these skills are really applicable across many jobs. And something like that, where you're holding the work while you turn a screw, is one of those tips from a handyman that's actually priceless. The next thing, we take this sleeve off. Now we have to get this clip out of here, and the clip looks something like this. Okay, and you don't want to lose yours because they're hard to get, but this clip is in here and we have to get it out, okay? This drain is wide open. I'm going to want to put something over that drain just in case I drop. Oh my God, look at all the crap this lady's got in here. Just in case I drop that clip, I don't want to lose it. So that's another pro tip there, one of those things I'm talking about. Okay, so here that clip comes out. It's very easy to get out. Let's keep all our parts over here. Now this Moen cartridge, and I could already see it's the plastic one that's in there. I can see the plastic ears. This Moen cartridge is sitting in there like that, and we have to get it out. What I'm going to try to do is, I do have a special Moen tool that that goes on here like this, and it fits in there keyed, and I can, because the thing is, it gets corrosion around here down in that barrel, and it's hard to pull out sometimes. So what you want to do is kind of turn it a little in its bore. So let's do this without special tools just to show you guys. So I'm taking a needle nose, pliers, okay, and I'm going to put it in on those ears in there. And I'm just gonna, not going too much in one direction at once, but just back and forth. See how I got it to turn now? That whole cartridge is turning. That is good. Okay. That is good. We're freeing up the corrosion in that bore. Now, we have to get it out. And it should be ready to come out. Now, another little tip I'm going to show you on these Moens is we really want to grab this and pull it out, so we could try something like this. And let's see, and I'm going to pull straight out, but you want to make sure that you don't pull the whole freaking sink out, because that is entirely possible. Nothing really holds these in except gravity, most of them, or maybe there's some caulk around them if you're lucky, a couple of small clips underneath. But okay, there we go. The old Moen cartridge is out. That one came out relatively easy, but we did the right procedures with the loosening it up and then attempting to pull it straight out. So now we want to clean this bore up a little bit, and I really need a rag, and I don't have one. So let me run out to the truck and get a rag. What is that, fucking toilet paper? She got no rags in here? No rags, no rags. Let's use these paper towels. Okay. Alright, so we want to clean out the bore in here. So I'm just gonna like stick this in here. Now you don't want to stick any metal tools down here, because it's brass inside here. It's very soft. So although I'm putting this tool in there, I'm keeping it on the rag because I just want to basically get it in there and just kind of clean some of the schmutz out of there. Okay, see? Now we're going to visually inspect. Okay, that looks good in there. Can you guys see? Everything's good. Now all we have to do is take the new cartridge, the new Moen cartridge, and we're gonna put it in there, and the ears should line straight up and down. If that happens to yours, if that rubber falls off, just stick it back on there. Okay, now we're gonna put this Moen in here. Okay, we're gonna take our needle nose and we're just gonna push it down into the bore all the way. Okay, we're gonna put our clip back in. Now, if this clip doesn't just click right in, alright, so that one clicked right in, but if you have your ears a little crooked, and I'm gonna show you, and your new cartridge, your replacement cartridge, is gonna come with this plastic piece that is just a tool. It's you throw away when you're done. But if I had like a little bit crooked, those ears, let's just say like a little bit crooked like that, right? Just a little bit crooked, if you could see, this won't go in. So then you take this tool and you straighten out those ears, and then your clip will go right in, and when it's all the way, the feet of the clip are through the bottom, it's in, okay? Like half of that top hole will be showing. That's in. Now, after you turn this thing on, if you're hot and cold are now reversed, in other words, you turn it this way and it's hot now where it used to be cold, and you turn it to hot but it's really cold, everything's backwards, you take this center shaft and you turn it 180 degrees, put your handle back on, that takes care of that problem. That's just a FIY for you guys. Now, as long as this handle is off, I'm gonna clean in this area that you can't get normally because the handle's on. Because she's got years of built up schmutz here, and that's a Yiddish word for crap. And okay, all right, that's looking a little better. Let's see if we get a little bit more of that crap off of there. Okay, so if my YouTube guys, are you still with me on this? Because we're almost done. Alright, so at this point we're going to put this collar back on. This is a trim collar, that's all it is. It's a piece of trim. But it does have its importance in keeping water from dripping down inside the sink and stuff like that. But it's just a trim and it slides right on there. Now we put our handle, and you make sure that the shape of the handle and the shape of the shaft matching up. We're actually going to go turn the house supply back on right now, and we're going to check that the hot is still the hot and the cold is cold, because we may have to turn that shaft 180 degrees like I showed you. Before we leave the room to go turn the water on, we want to make sure that this is in, because in is off. We also want to take the aerator out because we've probably loosened up a lot of debris that's going to flush out and clog up that small screen. Okay, so, alright, good. We're ready. We're going to go turn the water on. Make sure that's off. We're going to go turn the house supply back on. Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's back on.
Okay, great, thank you.
Now, I believe they call that Moen piece. There's a Moen 1225. 1225 is the part number. Alright, so let's check that indeed our hot is still hot and our cold is still cold. Alright, first I'm going to flush the crap out. So we go all the way to one extreme, and then all the way to the next, just to get the crap out. Then we can put this aerator back on, and that'll control the water a little better. It won't be squirting all over the place. Okay. Alright, there we go. So I have it all the way hot. Let's see. Good. We got hot and we got cold. Alright, so that's good. But again, if that was backwards, I would take this handle off and just turn this center shaft 180 degrees. There's no reason to take everything out again and get all mixed up. Just that center shaft gets turned halfway around, and that fixes that issue. there's no need to do that, so we can continue. Installing our handle, because this job is almost done. We just basically gotta put this handle on nice and snug, and again, holding the handle when you tighten it up. And we're gonna put our cover back on. First though, I like to, again, as long as I'm in here and I have ability to clean some of this schmutz up that's in here, we do it. Okay, and then ladies and gentlemen, the cover goes back on, and this job is basically done. She likes to drain like that, so I'm going to leave it like that, but that's actually not right. But that's the way she wants it. but all you would have to do is, on this one anyway, because it's got the open hook, so she likes to keep it like that. So let's clean this up. Let's take a look at that old Moen cartridge. All the rubber's all, when it turns black like this, the rubber, when you can touch it and the black comes off, it's like just old and decrepit and stuff. But actually that brass there goes in the meltdown bucket, so we're taking this with us. But we have to put on the handyman list to get a replacement, because I think that was my last one. It was the 16554, but that's this company. I think that's actually a 1225. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. And this is a special Moen tool that, like I said, you could screw on the top here. And the keys, you could use it to do that turning thing we did to loosen it up. And also, some of these are stuck so bad that when you pull them out, you'll actually pull this brass shaft out, but the rest of the cartridge is still stuck in the faucet and there's nothing left to grab onto. So this special tool, you can take this handle and push this button in and put this little cover over the button, and you slide it down inside of there, and when you turn it, this little button sticks out and it grabs into that, and then you could pull the whole plastic out. So this tool comes in handy, although we didn't need it on this job. But I'm just showing you that in case you get a worst case scenario. That is a Moen cartridge removal tool. They're available online. They're not that expensive, although you'd have to wait for shipment, but it's possible. Alright, so tools go away. And then we're going to clean up our countertop. We're going to go collect for this job. I'm going to get 40 for this part. They're not cheap. And I'm going to get 80. I'm going to get 120 for this little Sunday morning job. And I'm also going to check under the sink just to make sure there's no leaks.